Hi, Ramada. This is Tawana, and I am responding to your discussion on Sherry and Annie. And I have to say that I am in agreement with you when you speak about her coming to counseling and seeing that the counseling um, would help her because they normally would see this as weak. So one of the things that I had to do when I read the scenario about Sherry and Annie was I had to put away some of my thoughts and my values and come in with Dr. Maxwell always say that you have to come in with an open mind. You have to know their situation, their values, and their norms to understand exactly where it's coming from. Because one thing we don't want to do is to um, have judgment upon them. We're not going to be great counselors, and we have to have some understanding and empathize with what they've been taught because they're not going to see anything differently. So it's our job to come in and not to just see things different by changing our view by looking at what they're going through. And so in the case of Sharon and Annie, we see that there's some values and norms that are causing these two sisters to come against one another. The values of the family piety, respect for elders, the hierarchy, the role and the status, all comes into play that supersedes this assault that happened on Annie. And Annie comes to her sister wanting support, wanting that love. But unfortunately, Sherry is unable to truly give that what her sister think should be the support. It doesn't look like it. It looks selfish. But in fact, I think that because she knows what can happen, she understands the culture that her sister wished to fight against. She feels it's her way of protecting her and as a way of support. I know that it is hard for us as Westerns with our values to see that, but we also have done it the same thing many times when we put things under our families, we just sweep it under the rugs and molestations and abuse and all those kind of things we put under the rug. So we're not so far away from it. I mean, if you look at the way that women are treated today who come out against somebody who assaulted them, the first thing they think about is, why was that woman there? The thought is we always dehumanize the victim. And so Sherry understands this and doesn't wish her sister to go through that. And but the fact is that her sister is more non-traditional. So she's not going to be as submissive, and she's not going to don't want anyone to take advantage of her like that. And she doesn't want to feel helpless. Unfortunately, we have to make sure, understand that not only will you lose face by stopping this wedding, but you could possibly lose your sister whom you claim that you love, and you don't want her to have suicidal ideations and to harm herself. And like you say, we have to make sure that she understands that she's more valuable to the family than just someone they need to marry off, but that she's, that she can be important to the family educationally and financially, and just be a mentally healthy individual, because that's one of the fears that could show that the family, that you're coming against the family if you're not mentally healthy. And so we want Sherry to understand that if we can look at trying to bringing Annie in so that we can build Annie back up, then we might be able to move forward on the things that you desire for yourself and for your family. But let's look at what's happening to your sister and what could possibly happen, which could be detrimental to the whole family. Because suicidal does not bring us into a higher status in life. It does bring shame on the family. So we need to make sure that Sherry sees this and see how it's affecting her sister, and see how they can go about slowing this thing down. Because a person who can molest children in their care, who can harm a young woman, you don't know what else they can do. Thank you for listening.